All right, Shalom. Want to start out by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Shem, Shai, by Shem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone. Shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the word of sincerity and in truth. Yeah, I just wanted to do this lesson pertaining to just manhood. You know, it's brothers that's in this walk. You know, it's a learning lesson as we go. You know, all of us, when we were brought into this knowledge, you know, however way, some brothers, whether through the internet directly, you know, indirectly, you know, we came in underdeveloped. You know, we came in wet behind the ears, as the saying go. You know, a lot of us came in, you know, with a lot of our mother's ways, you know, inside of us, you know, already preconceived demons, preconceived, feminism, so to speak, certain effeminate ways. Not, you know, no offense. You know how it is. You know, doing certain things, coming with that woman emotionalism. You know, and that comes with dwelling in this damn world, man. You know, you be in this world, then you start to take on characteristics that a man should not take on. You know, so coming into the knowledge, you start to wash away the old man. You know, you clean everything that was that basically, you know, you rid the things that aren't feasible, like I said before, things that don't work in tandem with your spirit, you know. And like I said, it's not an overnight thing. So as we grow, we learn, and us brothers here, you know, in Atlanta, we pass each other quotes, you know, always strengthen each other, just like the apostles and elders and brothers in all these other churches do also. You know, always strengthen each other with words to build our spiritual manhood and understand when we suffer, when we go through our adversities, when we go through our hardships, it's building character. You know, when you first start, then 3, 4, 5 months and a year, 2, 3, you know, sometimes within the first 5, 6 years, you know, whenever you catch something on the chin or you get a gut check, you get knocked down, you know, you damn near finna tear up. You know, you act like the walls is caving in on you, you know, and you start to, you know, be sorrowful, you know, depressed and things of that nature. But we all got to understand, of course, through the spirit and power of the Lord, that the Lord is working. You know, he's structuring the tabernacles of David on top of us. All right, the Most High, Yahweh Shai, they're putting these thoughts within us. They're ministering unto us in our daily lives through you know, the invisible things that we cannot see. Yahweh Shai is known as the power of the visible and the invisible. So when you take these hits from left field that you didn't even recognize, don't think that the Lord is just coming as a death angel to take you out, because he could have used that hit to take you out, but he used it just to knock you down so that you could rise up and understand what you're going through. And also, like I said, to build a strong spiritual exoskeleton, so to speak, to build a strong exterior, you know, so brothers can learn through your adversities. And whenever you go through your hardships in the midst of the assembly of men, you know, you're not going to react like a woman ought. You know, the scriptures even tell you, it gives a lot of insight how a man should think when he's on the battlefield. It tells you that within the law of Deuteronomy. You know, when you're on the battlefield, you can't show signs of weakness. All right, you can't afford that when it comes to the depths of the battle. You know, you can't be tearing up under adversity. All right, because the enemy knows, and he measures out the weakness of the unit. And everybody knows about warfare. You usually don't attack the strong first. You attack the weak, so that there's a what they call a you know, you have a weak link and you have a chink in the armor. That's the chink. The weak person is the chink in the armor. So when you break that chink, that can potentially collapse a whole unit. So us brothers all around the scale have to, of course, be structured, you know, walking uprightly, rocking with our, you know, staying 10 toes down, as the sayings go. So I just have this quote. It says, few men during their lifetime come anywhere near exhausting the resources dwelling within them. There are deep wells of strength that are never used. Yeah, because especially the times that we living in, this quote spoke volumes, you know, years ago, decades ago, you know, hundreds of years ago. This quote. I don't know how old this individual is that quoted it, but this is some of these quotes be timeless. You know, how much more fast forward into 2021 when everybody's a damn game freak. Everybody wants to watch every damn show that seems good. They got 4 stars on Netflix or 5 stars. Anything that's trending, everybody wants to jump into the pocket of it. That exhausts your manhood. You always behind the goddamn, relaxed on the couch. And we all fall victim to it. I'm not saying it like I'm just, I've reached the pinnacle or the apex of manhood. We all fall victim to it, but we have to rebuke that same spirit simultaneously and shake that what they call that proverbial slump that everybody's engaged in, and get engaged into the real battle. All right, this is warfare, and we understand that this Esau, being the cunning hunter that he is, he's not using the ancient style of warfare, just shooting us down. No, scripture speak about how his tongue is a sword. All right, the scripture says how he shoots at the perfect. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get that. It says he shoots at us in secret. And that's through the elements that he provides for us that we use as entertainment, which the word entertainment means merely a distraction. All right, being overly entertained can file down your manhood and put you in a passive, lackadaisical state. We can't be passive nor lackadaisical in these times. We have to be alert. We have to be well-rounded. Scripture speak about being circumspect, vigilant. So this is Psalm 64:3. I start at verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. The word insurrection means the risers. All right, to rise, basically. So the ones that work iniquity is Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. That race is particularly skilled in pushing out witchcraft and sorcery, demonism, and they give us these devices to use at our will. They don't even block out a lot of stuff. You see these different devices are, a lot of people are being entrapped by these devices that they use. And see, us brothers in the spirit, we know how to take these negatives and channel them into positive. We're using these objects as weapons, to critically strike against the foe. You see, and that's the epitome of the battle. Whether you're behind enemy lines, whether you've been captured by the enemy, you learn him. You learn him. You learn his ways. You learn from top to bottom how his military operates, times, schedules. You watch these warfare movies of somebody that's kidnapped and they understand where they come from, where they're native to, and they understand that that's not their stomping ground. They develop intelligence, and then they destroy the foe from the inside out. So we're in a great position. We're in the inside, even though we're behind enemy lines, we are in the innermost. We see how the innermost workings of the system operates. So we have the ability to pull it down from the inside out. All right. So it says, who whet their tongue like a sword and bid their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. All right. So it says they shoot at us. All right. Projectile objects that's not physical. All right. Now some of the lowest form of how they destroy us is through physical guns. All right. You see them cops shooting down Jake. Now, of course, that's it's heavy. Everybody sees it with the naked eye, but most people can't catch or discern what he does in the shadows. All right. That's why it says in the 5th verse, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. When you put something down privily, it's unaware, undetected. And it says, they say, who shall see them? The ones that see them are the prophets, the men of the Lord. The scripture says that in the book of Obadiah, how the hidden things that Esau searched out. They're being searched out by the men of the Lord doing research, looking back. All right, looking back at the track record of this man. So we have the foresight to know what he's going to do. That's why the Most High set up watchmen, starting off with the apostles and elders. Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, put brothers on a watch, a particular position, so that we'll have an elevated point of view to observe and warn our people when this man is going to come down, because he is going to come down pursuant to Revelation 12:12. And we see it now. All right. Verse 6, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. Right. So all of these individuals of that particular race, Esau, Edom, as well as the other nations that accompanied him, and like it's pursuant to Psalm the 83rd chapter, the Hamites, the Ishmaelites, the Elamites, they all have a particular hatred for our people, and they exploit us. They they do everything in their means to make sure that we're brought low and make sure that they're filthy rich. That's why you have the last hired first fired. You have these sayings where you're not a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out. It's saying on top of saying on top of saying that's indicative of the lifestyle that we live, and that's not by. It's not just a coincidence. No, everything is by design. Like I said, we're fighting a particular war, but as brothers, we understand that, like with all wars end. You have some of the longest wars in history. You can look them up. They all had a beginning. They all had an end, and it tells you that in 2 Ezra the 9th chapter. All kingdoms have a beginning and an end, and the end is being manifest. So as brothers that's in the midst of the battle, being in our foxholes or being in our certain layouts, it ain't brothers being in 1 to 2 bedroom apartments. It ain't the best places to be at. But guess what? We on the battlefield. This ain't the place to be comfortable. This ain't the place to be relaxed. Comfort is the enemy. 2 Timothy 2:3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. All right, so it says, no man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life. We understand that the affairs of this life are utilized against us, from the women to our children. Like I said, to the elements that we deal with. Everything has been weaponized against the so-called Black, Latino, and Native American man, which are the Israelite men. But we still have the strongest advantage point. When we look in the heavens, the scripture says, look up, for your redemption draweth nigh. And it also tells you in the book of Kings how it's more of us than it's more of them. So we don't have to fret. We don't have to be afraid. We don't have to be, intimidated, timid, because we got the power of the heavens that's fighting with us. We just have to believe and trust in him, which elevates our strength. So I just wanted to do, something just light point on manhood. Lord, I may do a few more, just keep, beating at that same sentiment, because it builds your frame. A strong frame is important in all walks. You see, if you want a strong frame in anything, it don't matter what type of device you have, or you don't want a weak frame, fragile frame. You want a strong frame. So, that frame of mind is extremely important. So hopefully brothers will edify them by giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Shema, Shah, Shema, Kakodash, double honor to the apostle and others, a great millstone. Shalom, Akim.